忠实的听众朋友们，我们有很多的单元都在说社交英语的技巧，但却没有讲到当你不想说话的时候，该如何有礼貌的回对方呢？那当你不应该说的时候，又应该怎么办呢？那今天就让我们来聊一聊 What do you say when you cannot comment or do not want to speak in a business situations?Hello， 欢迎来到 Executive Plus 主管双语沟通力的 Podcast。我们希望带给大家最实用的沟通工具，包括了成功人士对全球市场的分享、职场英语的技能、跨文化沟通技巧与其他能帮助您成为出色领导者的工具。Hi, I'm Sherry, founder of Executive Plus. As a language trainer and certified coach, I've trained hundreds of managers from Fortune 500 companies such as Dior, Google, Deloitte, and Yahoo!And
I'm Nick, Director of Communication Strategy at Presentality. I've helped startups raise millions of US dollars in funding and train the executives of publicly listed companies to present on the global stage.
Welcome to the Executive Plus podcast,
where you can take your communication and language skills from good to great. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Executive Plus podcast.Now, we've all been there, that moment where you're getting your coffee and you're just trying to get your work done in the morning, and then someone comes up and starts asking you a bunch of questions, and one of two things might happen. Either A, you really want to focus and that's not the time to discuss it, or B, you're not actually the right person to be answering that question. So, what do you do to politely get out of that situation?
And I think everyone...has been in that situation before or every day. And I definitely feel like at some point of every single day, you will feel like I really just don't want to talk right now. I just wanted to do my work, right? 或者是你可能要进去一个很重要的 meeting, 你并没有时间去想其他的事情。So let's talk about 我们要怎么样非常有礼貌的能够来 avoid 这个 conversation.So,
let's say someone comes up and they're asking you a lot of questions, but this is not the time that you want to work on that problem. What could you do to politely walk away? Well, there's a few things. Some are just time sensitive. For example, you could say, "Oh, I'm running late to a meeting, but please send me an email with your thoughts." Or, "I have a lot on my plate right now. Could we dive into this at a later date?"
那在另外一个情况是呢，你需要多一点时间来思考 OK? So 如果你现在在一个 meeting 中，你人并没有办法离开 you still have to be there. This is something you can say really quickly. Come back to me and let me collect my thoughts. 有的时候对方可能希望你发言，马上要说你现在在想什么 But you don't have to. You can just tell them, come back to me and let me collect my thoughts.Now, if you can actually go away and you don't have to be in front of this person,You can simply say, let me think about it and I'll get back to you. 那这个可能大家比较常会听到。那有另外一个我觉得非常好用的就是 That's interesting. Let's grab a coffee next time and deep dive into this topic. 这一句话呢，我觉得可以秀出来你其实对这件事情是有兴趣的，而且你是想要 invest 多点时间在这个 topic, 在这个 conversation, 但是 it's not right now, it will happen soon.So
let's jump into another scenario. Same thing, you're busy, you're trying to get your coffee and get things done, and someone comes up to you and they start asking questions about a topic that you're not familiar with or you're not the right person to be asking. How can you politely tell them that you're not the right person to ask? Well, honesty is always the best policy, which means just being truthful but polite is usually the best way to end that conversation.So you may say something like, I don't know much about this topic, so I'm afraid I don't have the authority to comment.
Or you can definitely say, I'm not an expert in this area, but let me introduce you to Andrew, who can speak about this topic with authority.
You're not saying that you don't want to deal with it. You're not telling them to go away. You're just saying that I'm not the best person to be asking about this because that's not my expertise. That's not what I know best.You can also just say, I'm not sure I have much to say about that. You might try asking Carol.
Exactly. 那我觉得其实这三个句子啊，非常的好运用在不同的情况下。For example, you can use this in a meeting where you're being asked a lot of difficult questions, but those are not the questions that you're supposed to answer or have an answer for. So this is something that you could also utilize in the meetings. Or it's just in any kind of discussion where you don't really have the authority. Again, you don't have the knowledge in that area to comment.
Right. So, for example, if you're running project management and you're really in charge of the schedule of the project, that's what you can talk about. But let's say the other side has some questions about the legal contract. You don't actually want to put yourself or your company in a bad position by answering questions you don't have the authority to answer. So that would be a time that you can go, these are great questions, but I don't have the authority to tell you how we can change the legal wording in our contract. Let me contact our legal department so that they can answer your questions.
没错，所以只要你被问到一些比较困难的问题，或者是一些问题你真的无法回答，这3个句子都可以好好的利用。But I have one thing to add. It's Nick's favorite phrase when I'm asking him something that he just doesn't want to comment. He likes to say, I will neither confirm nor deny the statement.
Yes. So this is something that I would only suggest doing around people that know you well.
Yeah.
But I will often do this. Like if I don't want to answer that question or I don't want to talk about it right now, then I will pull off what usually you see like the CIA or the FBI or some spy in a movie will say. They'd be like, we can neither confirm nor deny the truth.
You mean like when they're in an interrogation room?
Well, or it's like, if they're like, are aliens real? We'd be like, we can neither confirm nor deny. Like, we're not taking a statement. Right.
Yeah.
We hope that this helped you. And in the future, when you're put into a situation where you're not ready to talk about something or you're not the right person to talk about it, you have the right go-to phrase. I'll talk to you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.
如果你喜欢我们的 podcast， 欢迎来追踪我们的主管英文 Executive Plus 的 Facebook。那也可以写信到我们的信箱 yourcareerplus@gmail.com。